Thomas's urologist gave him advice. Increase your fruit intake. Good for antioxidants. Thomas took that advice seriously, but he didn't want to eat 5 servings of fruit daily. Too much work. So he drank juice instead. Same thing, right? It's fruit. Orange juice with breakfast, apple juice with lunch, cranberry juice with dinner. 3 servings of fruit, just like the doctor said. 6 months later, Thomas went back for his checkup. His PSA had been 6.4. Now it was 8.7, over 2 points higher. His doctor was alarmed. What changed? Are you doing anything different? Thomas proudly explained his new juice routine. 3 glasses a day, fruit in every meal. His doctor's face fell. I said eat fruit, not drink juice. Juice concentrates the sugar and removes the fiber. You're consuming over 100 grams of sugar daily from juice alone. That's about 25 teaspoons of sugar every single day. Thomas was devastated. He thought he was following doctor's orders. His doctor explained the difference. Whole fruit has fiber. Fiber slows sugar absorption. Juice is just sugar water with some vitamins. For men with elevated PSA, that much sugar may increase inflammation. Thomas stopped all juice immediately, switched to eating actual fruit. 3 months later, PSA dropped to 8.1. 6 months later, 7.4. Still not back to baseline, but improving. Here's the lesson. Even well-meaning advice can backfire if you don't understand the nuances. Fruit is good for you. Fruit juice? Research suggests it's problematic for men with prostate concerns. Today, I'm showing you the 5 worst fruit juices for high PSA and 3 alternatives that research actually supports. If you want the complete juice guide with sugar content and better alternatives, type JUICE in the comments. I'll send you the printable chart. Before we start, this video is for educational purposes only. It's not medical advice, and it's not meant to replace your doctor's care or any treatment you're currently following. Everyone's body reacts differently, so if you have prostate issues or you're managing high PSA levels, talk with your healthcare provider before making changes to your diet. Let's start with the juice Thomas was drinking every morning. Number 5, orange juice, the breakfast betrayal. The most popular juice in America. 90% of households have it in their refrigerator. It's vitamin C, it's healthy. But for men with high PSA, this presents a serious problem. Sugar content. 1 12-ounce glass contains about 36 grams of sugar. That's 9 teaspoons of sugar in 1 glass. For comparison, a can of Coke has 40 grams of sugar. This juice isn't far behind. Now, you might say, but it's natural sugar from fruit. Your body doesn't distinguish between natural sugar and added sugar when it comes to blood sugar response. Sugar is sugar. When you drink it, here's what happens. The sugar enters your bloodstream quickly because there's no fiber to slow absorption. Your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas releases insulin to handle the sugar. Research links repeated insulin spikes with increased inflammation throughout the body, including in the prostate. Studies tracking men with elevated PSA who consumed high amounts of fruit juice found associations with higher inflammation markers compared to men who ate whole fruit. The difference? Fiber. When you eat an orange, you get about 3 grams of fiber. That fiber slows sugar absorption. Your blood sugar rises gradually, not dramatically. When you drink the juice, the fiber has been removed. You get the sugar without the protective effect of fiber. Plus, 1 glass requires 3 to 4 oranges. Would you sit down and eat 4 oranges in 1 sitting? Probably not. But you'll drink them in juice form without thinking twice. Research suggests this concentrated sugar load may contribute to prostate inflammation in some men. If you're drinking this daily and your PSA is elevated, consider eliminating it for 3 months. Monitor your PSA response with your doctor. Many men notice improvements. Number 4, apple juice, the lunchbox illusion. Parents give it to their kids thinking it's healthy. Men drink it thinking it's a good choice. but this has one of the highest sugar contents of any common juice. One 12-ounce glass contains about 44 grams of sugar. That's 11 teaspoons. More than a can of Coke. Essentially sugar water with apple flavor. Research shows it has a high glycemic load. That means it raises blood sugar quickly and significantly. Repeated high glycemic loads are associated with increased inflammation in research studies. For men with prostate concerns, this inflammation connection matters. Here's another issue. It's often made from concentrate. The processing removes even more of the beneficial compounds found in whole apples. What you're left with is concentrated sugar with minimal nutritional benefit compared to eating an actual apple. Studies comparing whole fruit consumption to juice consumption consistently show better health markers in whole fruit eaters. One study tracking over 100,000 people found that those who drank fruit juice regularly had higher risk markers compared to those who ate whole fruit. The research suggests it's the fiber and the slower sugar absorption that makes the difference. If you enjoy apple flavor, eat an apple instead. One medium apple has about 19 grams of sugar, but it also has 4 grams of fiber. That fiber changes everything. Your blood sugar rises slowly. Insulin response is moderate. Research links this pattern with lower inflammation compared to juice consumption. If your PSA is elevated, eliminate this completely. Replace it with whole apples or one of the 3 options I'll show you later that research actually supports. Number 3, cranberry juice, the medical myth. Doctors recommend it for urinary tract health. Men's health articles promote it for prostate support. But there's a major problem. Commercial cranberry juice cocktail, which is what most people buy, is loaded with added sugar. One 12-ounce glass contains about 40 grams of sugar, 10 teaspoons. Pure cranberry juice is incredibly tart, almost undrinkable for most people. So manufacturers add massive amounts of sugar to make it palatable. What you end up with is a small amount of beneficial cranberry compounds swimming in a sea of sugar. Research shows that cranberries themselves contain compounds that may support urinary tract health. Those compounds are called proanthocyanidins. But when you dilute them in sugar water, you may lose the benefits. Studies tracking men who drank cranberry juice cocktail daily for prostate health found mixed results. Some showed no benefit. Some showed potential negative associations with inflammation markers. Why the mixed results? Likely because the sugar content varies widely between brands. Some cranberry juice cocktails are 27% juice, 73% sugar water. Others are 40% juice. The sugar load overwhelms any potential benefit from the cranberry compounds. If you want cranberry benefits, consider these alternatives. Eat whole cranberries, fresh or frozen. Take cranberry extract supplements that concentrate the beneficial compounds without the sugar. Or drink unsweetened cranberry juice mixed with water, just small amounts for flavor. But the standard cocktail from the grocery store? Research suggests it may not be helping your prostate health. The sugar load may be causing more harm than the cranberry compounds can offset. If your PSA is elevated, eliminate sweetened versions for 3 months. Track your PSA response with your doctor. You may be surprised. Number 2, grape juice, the antioxidant trap, often marketed for heart health and antioxidants. Red grapes have resveratrol, the labels say. And that's true. Red grapes do contain resveratrol, a compound research has studied for various health benefits. But here's the problem. This has the highest sugar content of any common fruit juice. One 12-ounce glass contains about 56 grams of sugar. That's 14 teaspoons of sugar, significantly more than a can of Coke. The antioxidants cannot offset that massive sugar load for men with prostate inflammation. Research on resveratrol shows potential benefits when studied in isolation or in whole grapes. But when you consume it alongside 56 grams of sugar, the inflammatory effect of the sugar may overwhelm any antioxidant benefit. Studies comparing consumption of whole grapes versus juice show different outcomes. Whole grapes, associated with stable or improved inflammation markers. The juice, associated with increased blood sugar and insulin response. The difference, once again, is fiber. Whole grapes have fiber that slows sugar absorption. The juice does not. Plus, most is made from conquered grapes, which are naturally very sweet. Even without added sugar, it's extremely high in natural sugar. Some brands add even more sugar on top of that. If you want the antioxidant benefits of grapes, eat whole grapes. Red or purple varieties have the highest resveratrol content. A serving of grapes has about 15 grams of sugar, less than 1/3 of what's in the juice, plus the fiber helps moderate the blood sugar response. Research consistently shows that whole fruit consumption is associated with better health outcomes than juice consumption. If your PSA is elevated, eliminate this entirely. It's one of the worst offenders for sugar content. Number 1, pineapple juice, the tropical sugar bomb, often promoted for inflammation due to an enzyme called bromelain. Bromelain is indeed an enzyme found in pineapple that some research has studied for anti-inflammatory properties. But here's what the marketing doesn't tell you. One 12-ounce glass contains about 32 grams of sugar, 8 teaspoons. The bromelain content in commercial versions is minimal. Most bromelain is found in the core and stem of the pineapple, which are usually discarded in production. What you're left with is sweet pineapple flavor and concentrated sugar. Research on bromelain supplementation shows it needs to be in concentrated form to have potential anti-inflammatory effects. The amount in a glass is too small to matter, but the sugar is enough to cause problems. Studies on sugar consumption and inflammation consistently show that high sugar intake is associated with increased inflammatory markers. For men with prostate concerns, this matters. Research links chronic inflammation with elevated PSA. If you're drinking this for anti-inflammatory benefits, you're likely getting the opposite effect. The sugar may be increasing inflammation more than the bromelain reduces it. If you enjoy pineapple, eat fresh pineapple instead. 1 cup of fresh pineapple has about 16 grams of sugar, half of what's in the juice. Plus, the fiber helps moderate blood sugar response. Or, if you're interested in bromelain for inflammation, consider a supplement that concentrates the enzyme without the sugar. But the juice from the grocery store? Research suggests it's not supporting your prostate health. Eliminate it if your PSA is elevated. Those are the 5 worst fruit juices for men with high PSA. All of them have one thing in common: high sugar content that research links to increased inflammation. Now let's talk about what you should drink instead. The 3 alternatives that research actually supports for prostate health. Number 3, tomato juice, the lycopene powerhouse. Yes, tomato is technically a fruit, and this has unique benefits for prostate health. The key compound is lycopene. Lycopene is the antioxidant that gives tomatoes their red color. Research on lycopene and prostate health is extensive. Multiple studies have found associations between higher lycopene intake and better prostate health markers. One large study following tens of thousands of men found that those with the highest lycopene intake had notably better prostate health outcomes. This is one of the best sources of lycopene. Here's why. Cooking or processing tomatoes actually increases lycopene availability. Fresh tomatoes have lycopene, but your body doesn't absorb it as well. The juice, which is processed and heated, has more bioavailable lycopene. Now let's talk about sugar. One 12-ounce glass has about 12 grams of sugar. That's about 1/3 of what orange juice has, much more moderate. Plus, it has about 2 grams of fiber per glass, which helps slow sugar absorption. Research specifically on consumption and prostate health shows positive associations. Men who consume tomato products regularly tend to have better PSA levels than men who don't. Choose low-sodium versions when possible. High sodium can be a concern for some men with prostate symptoms. But if you choose a low-sodium variety, this is one of the best juice options for men with elevated PSA. 1 glass daily may provide benefits according to research. Number 2, carrot juice, the beta-carotene boost. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A. Research shows that beta-carotene may have antioxidant properties that support overall health. For prostate health specifically, studies on carotenoid intake show positive associations. Carotenoids, including beta-carotene, are linked in research to lower inflammation markers. This has about 24 grams of sugar per 12-ounce glass. That's more than tomato juice, but significantly less than orange or apple juice. Carrots also contain fiber, though much of it is removed in juicing. But this retains more beneficial compounds than some other options. Research on consumption shows it may support antioxidant status in the body. One study found that drinking it daily increased blood carotenoid levels significantly. Higher carotenoid levels are associated in research with better health markers overall. For men with elevated PSA, this is a reasonable choice in moderation. One small glass, about 8 ounces, provides benefits without excessive sugar. You can also blend it with tomato juice for a combination that provides both lycopene and beta-carotene. Some research suggests that consuming different types of carotenoids together may be more beneficial than consuming just one type. If you make it at home, consider leaving some of the pulp in. That adds back fiber and helps moderate the sugar absorption. Commercial versions are fine too. Just watch the serving size. 8 to 12 ounces daily is reasonable based on the sugar content. Number 1, pomegranate juice, the research-backed choice. This is the only fruit juice that has significant research specifically on PSA and prostate health. Multiple studies have looked at consumption in men with prostate concerns. The results are promising. It contains compounds called L-arginines. Research suggests these compounds may have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Several studies tracked men with elevated PSA who drank this daily. One study found that men drinking 8 ounces daily showed significantly slower PSA increases compared to before starting. Another study found that consumption was associated with improved PSA doubling time. That's a measure of how fast PSA increases over time. The research on this and prostate health is more robust than for any other juice. Now let's address the sugar concern. It does contain sugar. One 12-ounce glass has about 32 grams. That's similar to orange juice. But here's the difference. The beneficial compounds appear to be potent enough that they may offset the sugar content for prostate health specifically. The research shows positive associations despite the sugar content. This doesn't mean it's a magic solution. But among fruit juices, it has the strongest research support for men with prostate concerns. Choose 100% pure versions, not cocktail or blend. Read the label carefully. Some brands dilute it with apple or grape juice to reduce cost. That adds more sugar and dilutes the beneficial compounds. Pure versions are more expensive, but worth it if you're choosing for prostate health. The research used pure juice in studies. 8 ounces daily is the amount most commonly studied. You don't need to drink more than that. More isn't necessarily better. Some men find it quite tart. That's normal. You can dilute it slightly with water if needed, but try to consume at least 8 ounces daily for potential benefits. This is the best juice choice for men with elevated PSA, according to available research. Let's put this all together. 5 juices to eliminate if your PSA is high. Orange juice, 36 grams of sugar, no unique benefits for prostate health. Apple juice, 44 grams of sugar, highest glycemic load. Cranberry juice cocktail, 40 grams of sugar, added sugar overwhelms potential cranberry benefits. Grape juice, 56 grams of sugar, highest sugar content of common juices. Pineapple juice, 32 grams of sugar, minimal bromelain content. All 5 are high in sugar that research links to inflammation. 3 juices you can drink instead. Tomato juice, 12 grams of sugar, high in lycopene, strong research support. Carrot juice, 24 grams of sugar, high in beta-carotene, moderate serving size. Pomegranate juice, 32 grams of sugar, specific prostate research, strongest evidence. Here's your practical plan. Week 1, eliminate all 5 bad options completely. No orange juice with breakfast. No apple juice with lunch. No cranberry juice with dinner. Replace them with water, unsweetened tea, or one of the three good options. Week 2 through 12, track your intake. If you drink tomato juice, aim for 12 ounces daily. If you drink carrot juice, limit to 8 ounces daily. If you drink pomegranate juice, 8 ounces daily is the research-supported amount. Don't drink all three every day. Choose one per day. Rotate them throughout the week if you want variety. After 3 months, retest your PSA with your doctor. Compare it to your baseline. Many men see improvements just from this simple change. Eliminating high sugar options and replacing them with research-supported alternatives. The key is consistency. 3 days won't show results. 3 months will. Comment juice below right now. I'll send you the complete guide with sugar content for every common juice, plus a simple tracking chart. If this helped, click like and share with someone who drinks juice daily thinking it's healthy. Subscribe because my next video covers the 5 worst breakfast foods for high PSA, including one that 90% of men eat every morning without realizing it's affecting their PSA. Remember what happened to Thomas? He thought he was following doctor's orders. He was drinking 3 glasses daily. His PSA went from 6.4 to 8.7. When he stopped and made better choices, it dropped to 7.4. Still working its way down. You can avoid that mistake. Eliminate the 5 bad options. Replace them with the 3 research-supported alternatives. Track your PSA response over 3 months with your healthcare provider. Your juice choices matter more than you think. Make better choices starting today.